Hello Stampers, this is super awesome stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, USA. In this video, I will show you how to use your Sweet of the Month kits that I snail mailed to you to assemble your greeting card. So let's get started. I am going to first start by stamping this little puffball flower using my Night of Navy ink on a scrap piece of paper. You pull out and use whatever basic white paper I gave to you to stamp that on. And then I am also going to, I didn't stamp anything on the inside for my sample card, but after I made it my sample, I realized I can send this card to a friend. And the stamp image says, "Feel better, friend." So I'm going to try to get that straight. That looks good to me. So I'm done with the Night of Navy ink pad. Shut it up. And then I'm going to pull in the, pretty sure I got the Daffodil Delight ink pad. And my Daffodil Delight is pretty strong, so I'm going to ink it up so I can stamp off of it and then pull it back in. And by pretty strong, I mean this is the full strength ink, which didn't color coordinate with all these soft pastel yellows, so that's why I did a stamp off. And now it's got that soft pastel look. All right, Daffodil Delight ink pad being shut. And then I'm going to step away and die cut this piece off and also create this scalloped edge. So I'll be right back. So here is what the die cut looks like after I've processed it through my embossing machine. And then my card base is Night of Navy. I'm in the US, so I use A2 card base, and which is 8.5 inches this way, 5.5 inches this way, and then scored at the 4 1/4. And I always like to use my bone folder to crisp up that edge so it's a little easier to assemble. The flap is not bouncing up at me. Cut off this scallop edge there, so we're going to set that aside. And we can start assembling so that I get rid of a few pieces here. This is the basic white. So I gave you a piece of basic white, and it measures 5 1/4 inches, and I cut it to 4 1/4 inches. And then what I did was I cut 3/4 of an inch off, because this piece will go in the front right there. So let's go ahead and glue that down. If you want to use your piece of basic white that I gave you some other way and go in your scrap bin and use up your sniblets, that's totally fine too. All right, next layer is going to be the pattern paper. And that measures 3 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Oh, pick that up. We want to be able to see our fun little scallop there. Got some glue on the edge there, so now I need to make sure I cover that up. Okay. And then this little piece that was cut off, I'm going to use that too. I see for this, the one I did right now, I didn't cut as much off as I should have. See, I cut a thicker strip off on my sample card. So watch what you're doing and cut maybe a little more off if you want a little more of this trim right there. And then just going to grab my paper snips and cut that off so it's the same height as the other pieces. All right, what do we got going in the inside? We've got this piece of pattern paper, so you can opt to have the floral up. Let's do that, or have the yellow stripe up. Let's do the floral so you can see which see see how both of those ideas look. And I see I got a little Night of Navy ink on my basic white here. I'm just gonna have to write my signature down there and cover that up. Okay, all right. Now next, I included one of our square vellum doilies. I didn't want the whole square, so what I did was I folded it over. I did not meet the corners though, I kind of overlapped them a little bit. And then press down. That's just gonna go on the bottom there. So vellum, liquid glue does not work very well with vellum. So I'm gonna put a run of tape runner there. And then to cover up that tape runner, I've got a strip of the Midnight Muse. So this measures 1 inch wide, and you just slip it in this pick-a-punch. You can slide it all the way back. So if you got a kit from me, your piece of Midnight Muse will already be punched for you. So you just want to cut that off. And then I've got a 2 inch piece. So all I did was I eyeballed it. I'm a big eyeballer of things. There. All right, now let's see, let's adhere that down. And then while I'm here, I'm gonna put another dollop of adhesive there so that doily doesn't bounce up on us. Press that down. Oh, I see I'm assembling this a little different. This card, I put the dimensionals on that piece of colored cardstock. But on my one I'm assembling with you right now, I am going to grab my little mini dimensionals. One on either end. And pop that up. All right, do you see the last little detail that I included in your kit? It's the gems on the 4 corners, the Genial gems. And press that down. Maybe I need to bone fold that vellum down. There, that works. Now, just take your Genial gems. You can put them wherever. I gave you 4. What did I put? I'll do something a little different on this one. 1, 2 there. And 1 here and 1 there. 1 there and then 1 there. 1 here and 1 here. How about on the scallop? Now, I like 1 there. And I actually only like 3 on there. So I don't like I liked the 4. Let's put that back on the sheet. I like the 4 in the corners that I did on the sample card, and I like 3. Even just the 2 right there on the white would be a good eye-catching thing. So there you go. You got your 2 different samples for this hand stamp greeting card. It's part of my Sweet of the Month program where I mail you 2 make and take kits. You watch the YouTube videos and assemble your kits along with me using your Sweet of the Month products. So for this kit, you needed to add your hand pen Petals stamp set and the pen flowers dies, in addition to some ink pads. So I use the Night of Navy and Daffodil Delight ink pads. All right, let's do a quick catalog tour and I'll show you where these products are in the catalog. Here's the catalog tour to show you where the products are in the catalog that I used to create the greeting cards and the kits. So we've got our inks, Night of Navy, and also the Daffodil Delight, the classic ink pad. The hand penned suite is on page 104 and 105 of the annual catalog. These are the artist renditions. If you purchase the suite, you get the stamp set, the dies, the designer series paper, the pattern paper pack, and the Genial gems. Okay, there's the ink pads again. The Genial gems are on page 142 if you want to purchase them separately. And then the lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch is on page 149. So if you got a kit for me, your little piece of the blue cardstock will already be cut in that shape. All right, thanks for watching. This is super awesome Stamper Shirley marker. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you're notified when I load new content. And go to my blog, which there's a link in the description below for all of the Sweet of the Month details. Thanks for watching. P.S. The blue strip of paper is misty moonlight colored. Bye.